Hey guys, hola, hola, woo! Happy Friday. We survived another week. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being willing to participate in this student panel at the end of a long week, at the end of a long school day, because it is Friday, full day of classes. And I want you to know that we really appreciate you guys taking your time to come and share with us some of your experiences, advice, perspectives on the differences or the type of experience that you've had and a student will have transitioning from middle school to high school. As we're starting, it would be really great if we could take a moment and each one of you introduce yourselves and tell us what grade you're in.
Hello, my name is Elian Jimenez and I'm in the 12th grade.
Hi, my name is Justin. I'm in the 11th grade.
Hi, I'm Andrew Madrano, and I'm in 12th grade.
I'm Amanda Gant, and I'm in 10th grade.
Hi, I'm William Batista, and I am in 10th grade. 10th grade.
Hello, I'm Ashley Morales, and I'm in 12th grade.
Hi, my name is Christina Negron, and I'm in 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Amy Ramos, and I am in 12th grade.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Vasquez, and I am in 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Adrian Gonzalez, and I am 10th grade.
Hi, my name is Vignelis Echandi, and I'm in 10th grade.
Hello, my name is Casey Torres, and I'm in 12th grade.
Awesome. Let's shake off the awkwardness though. We're a little bit like, woo! Yes, this is literally, you are not interviewing for anything. We are not like either going to get a job or not. This is literally about having a nice and relaxed conversation. Let me pose the first question. This first question can be answered by one or two or maybe three of you if you want to like add to the responses, okay? This is the question regarding the high school schedule. What is the high school schedule? How many classes are there per day? Approximately how long are the classes? So whoever wants to take that, please let me know and I will give you the spot.
Well, there are 8 periods in one day. Each are about 45 minutes, and you have one lunch period. So you basically have 7 classes in the beginning of your freshman year. And those classes, some of them are just 1 period, but others can be 2 periods. So for example, your freshman year, your algebra class will be 2 periods. It may be 2nd period and 7th period. And also you may also have block classes, which mean they have 1st period and 2nd period. That's one block class, and then 3rd and 4th periods are another block class. However, those classes are only 1 semester long, so they differ from the other periods. Also, after school, there is 9th period, which are optional. They're mainly tutoring, 9th grade, AP tutoring, or you can just go have a talk with one of your teachers about your grades, the classwork, anything you're missing, if you're worried about anything. Those periods are not mandatory unless it's AP. Wait.
The school day starts. Well, if you want, first off, if you want to eat some nice breakfast in the morning and you don't have time to run to Dunkin' or something, you can come to school around 7:15. I think is when the doors open, and I think it's from 7:15 to around like 7:50. Right, yeah, 7:15 to around 7:50 is breakfast, and then you go into homeroom. Homeroom is basically just like a chance for you to say good morning to your teachers, talk to your classmates, like it's basically just for you to, I don't know, get ready for the day.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
And the I'm sorry. Just to touch a little more on what Andrew said about the ninth period and with teachers. So basically, ninth period is at the end of the day, and after all your classes, you have the option of going to any teacher you want, and just basically going in for some support time. And so when you go in, you can just basically go into that class. It's very option. Is any class is optional, and you can go in just to get more help on any work that you needed for that day, to catch up on. Let's say if you missed the day, you can go to ninth period the following, to then catch up with on what you missed, to ask any questions on any assignments, and then just basically if you need any additional tutoring for that class. Like if there's a new topic that you guys are talking about in class and you don't really understand it as well, you can also go to that ninth period class and to basically get a little extra help from the teacher. If you if you just want to go to a classroom and you just want to go to that ninth period just to use that as like a studying workspace to just complete any homework or just to work on any projects or any assignments that you have for any classes, you can also just go to ninth period for that as well.
Thank you. Along those lines, in terms of classes, and this is also a question that I'm posing to anybody, for anybody to answer. Do, do students get to choose the classes that they want?
When coming into ninth grade, you do not get to choose your classes. In ninth grade, you're assigned a science class, a math class, social studies, Spanish class, and Spanish. But once you finish ninth grade and going on to 10th grade, you can choose what classes you want, and you can also choose your major. And the majors is based on your interest. There's dance, drama, visual arts, film, and uh, and music. And there's also many other more as well.
And to also talk about with more of what she talked about at first with coming into ninth grade. When you come into ninth grade, like she said, you have your core classes, and so that those classes are determined your eighth grade year when you choose like what you're going to be settling for, if you're going to be going for honors or if you're going to be going for the non-honors class. So in eighth grade, like you're gonna talk to some of your teachers and they're going to talk to you about recommendations for any honors classes and potentially put you on any course for any AP classes that you would like to take sophomore throughout your senior year. And so for example, if you want to take the honors course for math, you might want to go into algebra honors to then take algebra 2 honors the next year, or if you're more comfortable with just taking algebra 1 and then going on to regular algebra 2, that is also an option. And then to also talk about more of the majors, Aside from the arts majors, we also have other majors like journalism, political science. I mean, we also have journalism. We have so
Adding on to what Ashley said. Okay, I'm ready. Adding on to what Ashley said, other than the art majors, we also have majors such as um, law, which includes criminal justice, which helps you prepare for wanting to become a lawyer, and it gives you a lot of other opportunities. So all these other majors will be available to you towards the end of your freshman year. So there will be a day where you choose your majors, and you can go to things such as stated before: law, engineering, forensics. There's also health sciences. So there's all these different majors that you can choose from, and they're all dependent on what you want. So for example, you want to become an entrepreneur, we have the major entrepreneurship. There's also journalism, where you learn how to write for like newspapers and stuff. And these majors really prepare you for after high school. They help you see what you want to do. Um, they also have sorry they also have different types of technologies that help you achieve these these dreams that you want. So in engineering, they help you with the different materials that they have. You build stuff, you use math, use physics, and overall, Esperanza has a lot of majors that you can choose from based on your opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm not gonna go from the questions that I was given. Um, because you guys, from discussing how do students choose their classes, you talked about the majors offered, right? However, would you say, like, personal opinion, this requires reflection. Would you say that students necessarily pick the major that will be the thing that they necessarily want to study, or the career path? Let's kind of discuss this. Let's unpack that a little bit in terms of, like, what are some of the reasons, and you could talk about your reason for picking your major, but also, like, what are some of the real reasons why students pick their majors?
I remember being a freshman and it was day of the major. And I remember that day I came home and I was like, mommy, I don't know, like, what am I gonna choose for sophomore year? And I remember she was like, you should pick health science or criminal justice. And I'm like, why should I? And it's hard because I know a lot of, especially Hispanic parents, they always either want you to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. And I just want to let you guys know that you should choose what you truly feel it's good for you. Maybe you want to choose visual arts, but you don't want to be an artist when you in college, and that's totally fine. Personally, I'm a dance major, but I'm gonna be studying psychology in college this fall.
Personally, like I'm glad we touched on this topic because I was hearing a lot of majors and I was thinking to myself like, well, what if you don't want to go into the field of your major? So for me, when I came into ninth grade, I already knew I wanted to be in the music major, but not because it's what I wanted to do in the future, but because I just really love music, and so I just wanted to like play my instrument. So I picked my major just depending on like what I enjoy. But like Ashley said, I'm also not gonna study music in college. I'm gonna be studying software engineering. So I guess it honestly just really depends on what you enjoy doing. I mean, sure, if you want to get a head start on college, then you pick the major that benefits you the most. But if you just want to like enjoy like your time with your major and just have fun, then you just pick does that make your day better? Uh I would say yes, because when I was in school, eighth period was my last period and that's when I had music. So it was like, oh, one of my favorite classes at the end of the day. Wow, that's fun. So I guess if you choose the major that you like, yeah, it also does keep me motivated as well. So I mean, it's all personal preference, but personally, I'd say I'd go for the one that like you'll actually enjoy rather than something that you won't have fun with.
Yeah, like I agree with like what Ashley and Ilian said. I like there's like many reasons as to like why you would pick a major, and like yeah, you will ask other people like, oh my god, what's your major? But like one of the biggest tips that like one of my teachers from ninth grade told me was that don't pick a major just because your friends pick it. Like pick a major because it's your interest, and it's main like as what Andrew said, like you're gonna have a day, we call it major day. You're basically gonna get to go around to all of the majors and you're gonna like get to experience fun things about it. They're also gonna be telling you information that apply to that specific major. And we have a day that we get to pick our classes, but that's gonna be at the end of ninth grade. And you're gonna get to pick your classes for next year, and in that day you will pick the major that you want to choose. But the thing about majors is that many majors you can't have depending on what classes you also choose. Because let's say you're a ninth grader and you want to, let's say, go into AP World History, then you wouldn't be able to take the dance major because those like they basically like don't they can't go in the same schedule because they like block each other off. And like as Ashley also said, like maybe you want to go into this major for fun, maybe because you're super interested in it and you like want to learn more about it. But that doesn't mean that like you have to study it in like college, let's say, because like just like Ashley, I'm a dance major now, but I'm gonna be studying like something way different in college because I chose dance because it was something I was super interested to. I wanted to do, I want to learn more about it. And to me it was just like something that I wanted to do, but I didn't pick it because my friends did it. I picked it because it was my interest and it's something I wanted to do. So just pick your major based on what you want, not on what other people like say. And even if they don't like what you chose, that doesn't matter because it's your opinion, and I mean it's your decision. And at the end of the day, their opinion doesn't really matter because what you choose to do with your life is what's gonna like benefit you, if you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah.
Okay. And so like what everyone else said, there's also the other side where you do want to choose the major that you want to pursue in like a profession or as a career when you finally get past high school and then get past college. So for me personally, I'm in the dance major, and that is something that I'm looking forward to pursuing and becoming a professional dancer. And so if you do have something in mind with going like with choosing an elective or your major, with like let's say if you want to pursue being an engineer, like engineering, that major might be something that you want to look into. So just remember like keeping your options open with what you might want to do and what you might want to pursue, and just something that you might want to have fun with.
Coming into ninth grade, um, I knew one thing personally. I knew personally that I wanted to be in the art major, somewhere in the arts, because my brother, he had a lot of experience in the arts, and I looked at that and it looked really fun. So I ended up joining the dance ensemble after school, which isn't the major, but it's just like it's an after school activity. And I joined it, and through that experience, I ended up loving dance. I did not expect to love it as much as I did, and I do right now. So that kind of swayed my decision of one of the five art majors. Um, so when day of the major came, I got to see the hands-on experiences with the other majors. I saw music. I was like, that's not really my thing. Drama, I can't really like talk in front of other people, like that much people. But then when it came to dance, I saw that it wasn't really it's not really like straightforward. I I really don't know how to explain it, but it's something inside of me sparked, and I was like, this is something I want to do. And so when that moment came, and when they walked up and asked me, well, do you want your major to be? I immediately said dance. That's the first thing I want. And so it really benefit me now, especially since your relationship with your teachers, especially the one who teaches your major, it's really different from your other like core subjects, because sometimes they tend to look after you because like it's it's you have like a shared interest. And this major especially, it helped me with like my attendance and my grades, because I really was struggling with that. And whenever I have the dance major, like the class in a semester, I tend to do better in that semester than I do the previous semester or whenever I don't have dance. So that's my experience.
To add on to what everybody else said, I have somewhat known that I wanted to do the dance major since I was young. I was like in sixth grade, and I remembered that my siblings also took the dance major. So I really knew, and I wanted to do the after school program, like Andrick said before, but I just hadn't started since 11th grade. Um, or the end of 10th grade. But when you go to pick your major, you do, there is a time when you have to pick up backup major, but I'm actually glad that I got to have dance as my major, because it's like an outlet for me throughout the day. Like your day can be stressful or chaotic, and then when it's just like time to go to dance, you're like, I get my time to be with my, like they're like my second family. So I feel as though like the dance major is special in its own way. But yeah.
I think that all of this is like amazing. And I think, would you guys agree that that your other friends that maybe aren't in the arts majors, but that are that passionate about their areas, would probably agree or feel the same way in terms of this is like the thing that I look forward to in my day? Would you agree with that statement?
I would say yeah, because of the fact that like I have friends in other majors. Like Andrick, he's in dance. I'm in music. Then I have my friend Mate. He's in, I think it's engineering, and I know he enjoys it. Like I know he complains about it, but at the end of the day, I like he made new friends aside from like the friend group that he was in. So like I think everyone who chooses their major, like depending on their personal preference, I think they'll enjoy it.
So I think that most of the time, people who choose their majors, either if, like that's something that they want to pursue, most of the time they enjoy it. But let's say if you do choose a major and you don't really enjoy it as much as you thought you would, there's also a possibility for you to change your major um, the next coming um, the next coming period where you choose your courses. So like how you choose your courses freshman year, you're also going to choose your courses sophomore year, junior year, and then on to senior year. So let's say you choose engineering, but you don't really want to stay in that class. You can also change that major if that's really what you want, and then you can choose to an art major, or you can choose to the dance major. And so that's also a possibility if you feel that you didn't make the right decision at the time.
All right. Um, Earlier, somebody referenced after school work, and there's definitely a question regarding what are the clubs and sports offered, and how can we join? All right.
Okay, so I don't know all the sports out of the top of my head, but I can assure you that if you go to the school's website, you can look. If you scroll all the way down, there is extracurriculars for like the high school, and those are basically like the clubs. And there you will be able to like read information about like each and every single one of the clubs and see like what clubs are offered. But I do know that some of the clubs that they offer at the high school are like, let's say, softball, volleyball, cross country, basketball, and a lot more majors. There's also like there's a after school homework extracurricular. It's like they basically like help you with your homework there in case like you don't understand anything. But that can also like be referenced as like ninth period.
Adding on to William, there's also basketball, baseball, cheerleading, and I think that's it. For the clubs, there's the dance ensemble, chess club, I believe, the study hall, and then there's many more. And if you do want, like, if you need more information, you can contact Miss Ortega. She's the after school coordinator, for the program coordinator.
Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez is the new person in the position.
Oh, oh,
That's okay.
sorry about that. But also if you can't contact him, you can also contact the teacher that's in charge of that club. Like for example, if you want to join the dance ensemble, you can personally contact Miss Ramos. Or if you want to do, let's say, softball for the spring season, you can ask Mr. K like when is the first meeting before tryouts start.
If I'm not mistaken, I also believe AMLA is something you can do after school in like junto con 21st century. Just wanted to put that out there. If anyone interested in music.
And to also touch on the second part of the question on how to get into any of them. So for any of like the basically like the arts clubs, like the dance ensemble, any of the chess clubs, any of the AMLA clubs, you can just go to the teacher who's running it or who's basically like facilitating that club. Or if it's like a sport, you can go to Mr. K. He's usually the one who's holding that. Um, with all of the sports. And so you can basically just go to the person who's holding, like basically managing the club, and you can just ask them, say, hey, I would like to be a part of this club and I would like to join, I would like to be a part of it. And so, like, for example, like me, my freshman year, I wanted to join the dance ensemble. And I just remember like 2 weeks, 2 or 1 week after we first started, I first started my ninth grade year. I just remember going down to the dance room and just being like a little nervous and just being, hey, I would like to join the dance club. And then Miss Ramos, who was the coordinator for that, she said, the dance ensemble? Yeah, sure. Just come back the next day with your with some joggers and a shirt, and then you can just join, and then you can watch how how we do things here, and then you can just join. And so it's just dependent on that club. And so you can just reach out to any teacher who's coordinating that to join.
All right, guys, the time has come for around the Zoom room. Dun, dun, dun. um, the question, what is the transition from 8th grade middle school to 9th grade high school like? Is it harder than the middle school? I don't want to kind of frame your response, honestly. I just want to let's just like everybody take turns of kind of giving me your perspective on what your thoughts are, and obviously based on, personal experience as well. What is the transition like going from the middle school, moving up to the high school?
All right. For me Personally, I would say that I guess the transition depends on the person. Like, if you're a person who really enjoys school and is like really motivated in school, I guess the transition wouldn't be really that difficult. But if you're a person who like loses motivation quickly, I guess I would say it will be a little challenging. But as soon as you like figure out like the little tricks to high school, I feel like it'll be easier. And personally, in my experience, it was easy at first, and then it became challenging. Like even right now, I feel like it's been challenging. I'm picking myself up little by little, and like just don't be scared of the transition. Just know that it's a little rough.
So for the transition, I would say it definitely, like how Lillian said, it definitely is dependent on the person. Um, if you are someone who works more independently, it's gonna be a little harder because you're not getting all the help from your friend or your teacher who's like really there step by step. So with high school, you're definitely gonna be a little more independent on your own.
So freshman year is really like you're like you're just put in there, and so um it's really hard if you don't catch up with your work, as Eileen stated before, because if you think you're gonna like procrastinate everything and do it last minute, you're kind of wrong. By my own experiences, um, and also something to remember while you're transitioning is don't be afraid to email your teachers. I know a couple of my friends who never really emailed teachers back in 8th grade, but now they like do it on like a daily basis to get extensions, or if they have questions on like homework, but they can't like contact their teachers, or even if like you're worried about your grade and you don't know if you're passing or failing, so you contact the teacher to see what's wrong with the grade or if you can do anything to help it. So yeah, it really depends if you yourself are motivated enough to keep your grades as it is. And that's basically it.
For me, my I was really nervous and like scared because I didn't know what to like expect from the high school. But I feel like as long as you work hard and um, you do that, like you'll be good.
Yeah, I agree with like what everyone so far has said. I like from my personal experience, the transition from like 8th grade to 9th grade was like in between. Like, yeah, like there is gonna be a lot more work, and like yes, your classes are going to be harder, and it's like you're put in. It's almost like 6th grade in a way. Like you're put into like this new environment, and it's like it all depends on your ability to adapt to like different places. So basically, like just learn to adapt, like while you're in 8th grade. But like going back to like the transition, like it was like I like yeah, I started to know my teachers. I still had I had my friends like from middle school and all that, and but like I guess I would say I wasn't ready to like be put into like high school because I at first I was just like, oh my god, I'm like there's like more classes, the classes are harder. I do not know like the majority of the topics that we're going to learn about. But like a tip that I can give you right now is that like stay on top of your work, because in high school the amount of work can pile up very fast. And like how Endrick said, if you think that you're going to procrastinate and do it all last minute, like that's impossible, because you get work every single day. And yes, that sounds like it's a lot, but trust me, if you stay on top of your work and you do what you have to do and pay attention in class, like high school won't be as hard as you expect it to be.
I agree with what everybody has said so far. It all depends on who you are and how you are. Like, if you're just gonna say, okay, going to another grade, same stuff, then you're definitely gonna struggle because ninth grade is like the beginning of you like setting up your life basically. What you do in ninth grade is gonna reflect a lot on you in 12th grade. Trust me, a lot. Um, for me, it was hard because I always was the type of person that would surround myself with people and like whatever my friends did, I did. If they got in trouble, I got in trouble. And I just want you to know, don't do that because, like I said, it's gonna reflect on you when you're a 12th grader.
I agree with everybody else, but in my experience, with me and my friends, we thought that it was like High School Musical, just like singing and dancing and everything's fun. But when really it's not, and then your grades are really bad, and you thought that it was gonna be like a party, when like in the movies, when really it's not. You just have to like learn how to become comfortable with the new environment and seeing like new faces or familiar faces. And if grades do get bad, it's just because you think that like you could like just like hang around and just not do anything and just like try to like and just want to have fun and just not care when really you have to care, like what Ashley said, that it reflects on forward. And you just have to stay on top of your work, just like what everybody and all the boys said. And yeah.
In my opinion, the transition between eighth grade and ninth grade, it could be more challenging for some than others. But in my opinion, I think in eighth grade, it is more like you have more people or teachers by your side to help you, and they're like kind of holding your hand to do stuff. They will track you down to if you don't have assignments done, and they would send you the assignments every day until you get it done and all that type of stuff. But I feel as though high school, it's more like you're more independent. You have to take the initiative to email your teachers and ask for help or ask for work that you may have missed. You have to make sure you turn in your assignments on time because that will affect your grade. If you do not turn anything in on time, you will get points deducted and that would show in your grade. um, I feel as though you kind of have to take the initiative again to like finish your assignments and do them all, complete them, and make sure you're actually learning stuff and not like using other sources or anything, because you're not going to learn anything. And when it comes time for tests or anything major, you're just not going to be as you're not going to actually receive the grade that you want or you deserve because you weren't preparing yourself in the past. And I feel like that does really affect your grade and your experience in high school.
Similar to what everyone else was saying, the experience is very different among different students. For me personally, it was definitely difficult due to the fact that it was like you are having like a million emotions at once. It's like you're stressed and you're sad. It's like all of that. It's like, wow, I have to study for this test, but then I have this other worksheet and other homework to complete. It's just like a lot all at once. And basically like organization is key, and that just like take everything to your advantage. If like you're struggling on a subject for a certain class, go to ninth period. That will really help you. And do not slack and try your best to not do the bare minimum. And also try your best to like understand that sometimes you might not get a good grade on an assignment, and try your best to not let it affect you. Just understand that like, okay, I got a bad grade on this, and just like understand that like you can make it up through other assignments, and that it's just that one bad grade, and just understand that like you have to reflect on it and just move on. Yeah.
Like everyone said, um, the transition from eighth grade to ninth grade is very different for all of us. For me personally, it was weird in a way because I really thought I could handle all the stress, and then when I would be put under stress, I would break. And you have to be your own person and not follow what your friends do or what the others do around you, because that will affect you in the future.
From my experience, it wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy either. For example, at me, most of my friends were in my classes, so I got distracted a lot in ninth grade, and that affected my grade like it did in eighth grade. But now you just have to pay attention to class. Don't let anybody distract you. Be your own person, like everybody else said. Um, Stay on top of your work constantly. And if your grade is dropping, come after school, ask your teacher what's going on, and yeah.
Overall, what everyone said, I agree with. It does depend on the person. And for me personally, it was difficult for me at first from transitioning from eighth grade to ninth grade. Where, yeah, and where what William said, you are being adapted to a new environment where at first you're gonna have trouble looking for your classes. And also there's also gonna be like work that are work harder, and then teachers are gonna be harder. That's where you have to ask for help through email, which email is a great tool to keep you updated with homework, any updates with school, and any other updates with anything else that's going on really. But then you're gonna as you experience doing more during high school, it's gonna prepare you for college for those new challenges that you're gonna face. So yeah.
Thank you guys for your you're being so honest and your openness to share. Like I genuinely appreciate it, and I think it's a really nice perspective to be able to give to um, potential incoming ninth graders. I feel like you've kind of captured almost like the full, not just like the transition, but also like the high school piece of it, like more beyond the ninth grade, right? Just a quick question, because it's a question that's listed, and maybe to lighten up the mood because we got really serious. Compared to middle school, all right, and we're gonna do this like thumbs up and thumbs down, and then if anybody wants to like give me specifics after you give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down, I will like call you to give me specifics on why you chose the answer, right? Just raise your hand on the side. So with the other hand, all right? Compared to middle school, is high school more difficult? Okay.
Well, that is it's a very good question. Compared to middle school, high school is a lot percent harder. Um, so you, how do I even explain this? Well, by my experiences, I was a very, not really troubled, but I would always either be absent or really late to class. And looking at my grades, that really showed how bad like high school can be. So um every single year, my first and second period classes would like be awful compared to like the rest of the to like compared to my rest of my classes, they would be pretty okay. But those two periods would affect me very greatly, because then I would have to focus on getting those grades up, and then I would kind of ignore the other classes. And then once one class drops below like the passing grade, I would have to go to that one. And then it would just be a cycle of like never ending, like I have to pass this one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. And so I never really had to do that in eighth grade. I'm not saying that eighth grade, like I breezed through it. I did have issues in eighth grade. The problem is that you would have a lot more issues in high school, not only due to the fact that like the classes get harder and like everything is more strict, but also just like how do I say this? Like a mental factor. Like you have to make sure you yourself are doing okay. And if you can't really do that, have a friend check up on you, check up on your friends. Like it's really important to do like several like mental health checks between you and your friends.
Um, okay, so compared to middle school, I don't want to say that it was easy because, like Andrew said, we obviously all had our times where we're like, what is this? I do not remember this in elementary. But high school, it is way harder, sorry. It is harder. Like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. But when I was in 7th or 8th grade around there, I surrounded myself with bad people. I was loud. I mean, I always cared about my grades, but like, let's say if I got 2 C's, okay, I was still passing. I don't care. That was 2 C's. Um, but when I got to 9th grade, I still had that mindset. But towards the end, when I don't want to like, I when I started dance, I noticed that like, what am I doing? Why was I in the hallway screaming, running around, disrespecting teachers, talking back? Like that's not cute. That's not cute. So once I started going to 10th grade, I realized that high school really matters. Like I said before, everything you do reflects on you in senior year. That includes like your classes, like 7th and 8th grade, 9th grade. I was never in no honors class, no AP class, but now I only take honors class. Thank you, Jesus. And now I thankfully only got straight A's, but that's up to you because like we've said before, if you need help, go to your teachers. Don't stay shut. Don't copy your friends because believe me, teachers find out. They find out everything. Don't copy your friends. Like if you honestly don't know what to write, it's better if you schedule a meeting with your teacher and be like, "Can you please help me with this?" And yeah.
Okay, and for me, I also said along with Ashley and Andrew that high school is obviously going to be harder. As I mean, of course, as from even in middle school, as you go from elementary school to middle school, that transition or that different school is going to it's going to be harder. And now, as you transition from middle school to high school, it's obviously going to be harder. And so with high school, there's just so many things that you have to do and just so many things that you have to keep in mind. Because in high school, you start your GPA. In high school, you start looking for colleges. You start um, realizing like all the different aspects of like the real world. Like you start realizing what taxes is, what paying bills is, and just different things like realizing how the real world works. And so going back to like talking about like the GPA and all that. So like in high school, you're always gonna try and maintain like a high GPA just to always have your options open for whenever if you like decide to go to college and wanting to get into your dream college or anything. And so if you always try your hardest and always trying to get your GPA as high as it can be, your your dream college is always going to be on the table basically. And so that like just that alone is hard within itself. And so I would say that that's one part that makes high school so hard and so challenging, that you have to keep in other factors in mind as you're making your high school decisions. And then so with making all those decisions, you have to obviously make the right decision. So if you're having trouble with any classes or any studying issues, you can always choose to go to like a study hall with your friends and choose to study there for a quiz or a test. And then also something that you can also keep in mind is your time management. Like personally, with my procrastination, you know, procrastination, it really kills you. It really does. Like with essays now, sometimes I can procrastinate a lot. Um, and it would just be really hard on me. And so there are times when I don't procrastinate, and then I just remember that feeling of how good it feels, like having it done in time and having it turned in before that 11:59 mark, and just, you know, having being just so organized about it. Like, just remember there are other alternatives than just to lay back and to like just let it go. Like, just remember that you can always try, and if you try, you're always going to succeed.
All right. Now let's see about this, and I'll like get responses, individual responses about this one. How is high school similar to middle school? So take a moment and think about that, and then let me know if you want to answer it. So take a moment and think. What similarities, if there are, and obviously wink, wink, nod, nod, the teacher's like, of course there are, right? But from your perspective, okay?
Um, I guess one of the main things I want to touch upon that is similar, like I know we said a lot that everything is mostly like up to you and it's preparing you to become more independent, but the teachers still love it when you ask questions, when you ask them for help. So the teachers are still there to help you. So I guess that's something that's still similar between high school and middle school. Like the teachers are here to help you. It's just they're letting you go a little bit.
So in my opinion, I think the way that eighth grade, like middle school, is similar to high school is it's you. Like literally, it's just you. You may have friends around you or teachers around you, but you have to do what you put in is what you get out. So if you do the work, you're gonna do great in like by the end of the school year, wrapping into the next year like that. I feel like you have to learn and have the mindset that you were born into this world alone. Like if you're a twin, maybe not, but like you're born into the world alone. So you kind of have to like go through the assignments alone, go through the tests alone, go through all the worksheets, the projects alone. Like you have to depend on yourself, your brain, your abilities, and just have that push you to do great things because you're not going to always have somebody next to you holding your hand or somebody next to you giving whispering answers in your ear or stuff like that. So you kind of have to like just focus on your path. Yeah, you can help others, but make sure your path is good before, because at the end of the day, you're going to get your diploma. You're going to, if you decide to go to college, you're going to get your college diploma, and you have to basically fight your journey for yourself. So make smart decisions.
To me, middle school and high school are similar due to the fact that to me, I like to like actually talk to some of my teachers. And so back in middle school, I would actually in seventh grade actually I had a history teacher, and he's actually the same history teacher I have this year and last year. So we kind of have a little bit of history, and he still jokes about some things that I used to do back in middle school. So I guess like my interactions with most of my teachers that I have, and even just some teachers that knew my brother who went to the school, people were like, "Oh, you look just like him," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So every time that would happen, I would just interact with them, and uh, that would um, that would really bring up like a powerful spirit. Like it would just like it would have like a great amount of energy. So that's to me that's one of the reasons middle school and high school are similar.
To add on what everyone else was saying, something that I also had this kind of mindset where it was like no one like in high school, no one is gonna be there for you. No one is gonna help you. There is no like opportunity or anything. But reality, there is like similar to middle school, there are gonna be teachers that are gonna help you. There are gonna be opportunities. It's just that now it's up to you to decide it. It's not like teachers are gonna be like, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that. It's like teachers are going to tell you what like that opportunity is, and it's just like up to you to take it, if that makes sense.
Awesome. What great responses. I am loving this. Um, okay. I'm going to ask this question. It's on the list. I'm a teacher, so asking this question to you guys is kind of weird, but here goes. Are the teachers and students nice?
Okay, so okay, so it really does depend on the person because like yes, everybody is welcoming. Like especially the teachers. The teachers are always welcoming and like they give every single person a chance. And it's like it depends on like the things you do because let's say you go in to high school, right? It's your first day and you are this person that's like that has an open mind to everything. And you're just like, oh, even if you like say hi to your teachers in the morning, like they find that to be like super nice and like that builds like a healthy relationship with your teacher. But it's different when it comes to like teenagers because like when you go into high school you will notice like the people that because like there's different groups of people. You will find some people annoying, and you will find some people that you don't like to be around. Like that's like that goes back to the question like to middle school. But if you keep an open mind and you like are yourself, you're eventually gonna find people that like or you're gonna have like a friend group that is like super nice to you and like you get to be around them. Like it's like it really does depend on like how you are. Like you know like because exactly like a lot of people are accepting of you but like that okay, let me rephrase that. The first day people are gonna have they're gonna have an open mind to you because everybody went through the same thing in their freshman year. Everybody was scared, and all it took was for them to be given a chance to get to be known. So like just be yourself and have an open mind to others, and they will have an open mind to you. If you will get to know a lot of people, and you will that's when like you will find your friends and like the people that you like to be around. And that's when like you will find like the people that you're just like, oh my god, that person is annoying. Like that, just like have an open mind to everything. Don't be limited to like the things you can do. Like be yourself.
Um, the answer to that question, yes, the teachers they're nice. Like, I don't think there's been one time where I had like where I've walked into the school in the morning and a teacher hasn't been like, "Good morning," like all hype. Like, I don't think there has been one time where a teacher hasn't welcomed me in the morning when I'm like half asleep like that. So, yeah, the teachers are welcoming. I guess the only problem of concern would be like if the kids are like nice. I mean, I'm a senior and I talk to like every underclassman. I'm not mean or rude to them at all. But then there are some people who are like, don't talk to me. I don't know you. So it all just depends.
Okay. So also in high school, you start to kind of discover yourself. You start to kind of, realize who you are as a person and who you want to be. And so personally, like with me, I was a little shy, and if anybody now in high school hears that, you're like, you were never shy. Like, stop lying. But like in middle school, like with some people, you tend to be in a shell, and when you come to high school, for some people, you may break out of that shell, and you may be this completely different person in the best way possible. Like for you, like you might find that you left some people behind. You might find that you did something to your hair, you might find that you did something different, and you might just love that about yourself, and you just might be a whole new confident person. You might be a whole new person academically in your classes. You might be a better person at home, in the community. You just might be a better person, period, in general. And so just going the just going to high school can just change a person completely.
So, um, yes, the teachers are nice. There was one exception in my case, but that's really like the only teacher in my life ever that's been like disrespectful. But every teacher that I've known has been like really positive, and every single teacher that I've known wanted to see success from me and from other students actually. And also, as for the are the students mean? No, they're not. I actually most of my friends are either from like all the way from kindergarten or either from like seventh grade where I met like most of my friends. Um, and it really depends on like how you treat them and how they treat you, because at the end of the day we're all human. So if we might all have we all have those bad days where like you're just not feeling it and then you say something, and then the way you say it is really important because it can come out really disrespectful. And just overall, tone is really important when you're talking to like teachers, and especially if they are having a bad day. If you're having a bad day, um, just make sure that at the end of the day, you remember that your teachers always want success from you.
Adding on to if the teachers are nice, it also depends on what side you get them on, because they can be in the happiest mood ever. They can be having their life teaching you a lesson, but it can be that one student in the class that will be disrespectful and just change their whole mood, and you're like, I don't like this teacher. So I think it really depends on you if the teachers are nice or mean to you. You always need to, like Andrew said, you need to keep a positive tone. And if you're having a bad day that day and you don't want to even talk to your teacher, you can also make sure you go to the teacher and be like, hey, miss, whatever, I'm not having a good day today. Can you please like take it easy on me? And for the students, I don't want to speak on everybody else, but I know I'm nice and I know my friends are nice. So yeah.
So to add on to what everybody else said, I feel as though the teachers are nice, and there's gonna be times where they do have to put their foot down because of either the decisions you have made or what you've like done in the like either that day or during their class. But it's not gonna be like they're not gonna talk to you as if you're a toddler when you're doing something bad. No, they're gonna redirect you and try to put you in line to know like what's right from wrong. Because if not, if they talk to you like all sweet or of course they're not gonna get disrespectful with you, but they're not gonna be like um as if they're congratulating you. Like they have to set their foot down as stated before, because if not, it's not gonna like it's gonna go through one ear and out the other, and you're not gonna learn that lesson that that's either something you shouldn't have done or you could have done better. Um, but they are human. Everybody's gonna have their days, especially like the students. I feel as though like in our environment, I feel as though like all of the students are like nice. You just have to like the way you treat somebody is the way you're gonna get treated. So if you want to be treated with respect and be have a nice conversation, you have to treat someone with respect. So basically, what you give is what you're gonna receive. So just remember that, because yeah, your mood or your tone could give the wrong impression to somebody else, and they're gonna be like, oh wait, I don't want to talk to you, or why are you talking to me like that? So I feel like it kind of depends the way you come off to other people, because you are responsible for your actions, and you have to also take yeah, like you have to accept the consequences for what you do because you have control of yourself. You don't have control over anybody else. You have control of what you do, what you say, how you say things, and your facial expressions. Because I have struggled with my facial expressions. I may seem mad or angry, and it could be the best day of my life. It's just the way you present yourself.
Oh my God, I'm loving this. And we've gone on and on and on and on. All right. This is like quick response. Quick response. Do they, as the high school teachers, assign a lot of work? What's your response? There's no need. Like, do they like thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay. Okay. Now, there's some of you that have a midway point, and Justin, you just missed the question, so I'm going to ask it one more time, and I want like a genuine, authentic reaction, and think about those extra teachers, okay? Because I think it would be really cool if it's like a question and you guys are like, you know, because you're not responding the way that you talk to me every single day when I'm asking you, how's your day going, or how's your week going, or I text you and you're like, miss, right? So ready? I'm going to redo the question. Do the high school teachers, and hopefully everybody's catching my drift, do the high school teachers assign lots of homework? I love it. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Before we wrap it up, I want to do another round table. Quick round table, okay? And this is me making this question up. If you could say one thing to an incoming ninth grader, all right? Like motivational, inspirational, like perspective, like one thing, right? Like if they were walking into the building and you were walking out, what would you, I know for the seniors, what would you like that one piece of advice, what would you say to them? And really take your time and think. We're going to go round table. All right. But take a moment and think about that one. Obviously, some of you are at a different place right now, different like places in your high school stuff. Some of you have actually even just started to make certain shifts, right? And make certain like, yes, and choosing certain paths. So it's like, just honestly, from the heart, right? The moment that our first student starts, it begins. So be prepared, all right? One thing, short for
I'd say, seeing as though I'm leaving this year, I'd say you only get one high school experience. So I'd just say to make the best of it. Like make the best out of your high school experience.
What I would say to an incoming freshman is just keep your head up. Like really, like keep your head up. Like if there's anything that's bumming you out throughout any grade, throughout anything in life, just remember there's always or there's always something to look forward to. Just keep your head up and keep it pushing.
My advice for you incoming freshmen would be to get some rest, because I know there's gonna be days where you stay up all night, do homework. I've been there, but even if it's only like an hour, 2 hours of sleep, it will still be better than none. Just make sure you're hydrated. You had breakfast, you had water, I just said that, but you get the deal.
I would say to believe in yourself, to believe that you can do like good, that you can have good grades and stuff like that.
Okay. Advice would be oh, I get it. Think before you do, say wait, hold on. Think before you do and say something. Because like the things that you do in high school will reflect on you as a person and in the future.
Um, wow, it's gonna be different because I'm like really bad at leave. But my advice for the upcoming freshmen will be to be smart, not only educational wise, but life wise. You know, like be smart with your decisions and everything, your surroundings. Just be smart.
I think my advice would be nothing lasts forever. So yeah.
I think my advice would be to have faith in yourself. Like you can overcome, there's always going to be hills and valleys, but you can overcome as long as you put your mind to it.
Do not care about what other people say or what other people think. You're too busy focusing on school and focusing on work. Ain't nobody got time for other people's opinions. Get that GPA up and succeed.
My advice would be to always try your best, no matter what.
All I have to say is don't be a follower, be a leader.
My advice for the fellow freshmen is just to keep going. No matter if you're feeling stuck, whatever you're feeling stuck, keep going. Take it day by day, little by little. It gets better eventually.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of this, and I'm sure they're going to be too. Thank you so much for all of your insight and your time.